Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So Let's Resin just kindly sent me a couple of their molds. I've got the snail mold, which I'm super looking forward to do. And then I also got the sea turtle mold, which I absolutely love sea turtles. I think they're so sweet and so precious. I love them almost as much as elephants. Today we're going to do this little turtle, and after yesterday's kind of dark and, just video, I figured we'd do something light, bright, happy, and just something that will put a smile on everyone's face. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I just mixed up a tiny little bit of the hand painted resin and mixed in some of Let's Resin's Interference Purple mica powder into it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go along the lines of the shell with this, as opposed to doing it after the fact. I always tend to get stuff everywhere and it's just more of a pain in the butt. So I decided I'm going to try it this way, see how this resin does for this particular project. So that's what I'm going to do, is just kind of go along, and wherever I see those lines, I'm going to kind of just take my dotting tool and go along with it, with this hand painted resin, and just kind of do my thing with it. Now, I want to go bright, colorful, just like, just gorgeous, right? Just happy, bright, vivid colors. And I've got some ideas I want to do after we get all of this done. And it does take a minute. I'm sure there's an easier way than using the dotting tool to kind of get the resin to go where I want it to go, aside from piping, which I think will just, it'll make my line too big, and I really am not good at it. Like, my hand shakes too much for me to do that because of the issues that I have with my hands. So that's not really an option for me. So we're just gonna go do it this way. Slow and steady wins the pace, right? And just kind of go along. I mean, it didn't take too terribly long, but long enough. Anyway, so we're going to finish this up, and then I am going to mix up some of my Let's Resin epoxy resin, and I'm going to add just the teeniest tiniest little bit of Rolio pearl white in there for that super sparkle, and we're going to kind of go clear with it. Now, I want to add, and of course, this is a good 24 hours after this hand painted resin has cured. Now, I do want to add some of these little mermaid beads that I have. And I kind of went along, if you can see on the right side of the screen, that bag of bright colors, there's some shell pieces that I found that are dyed. And they are just gorgeous, gorgeous colors. And I thought, okay, that's going to be the bottom portion of this. But for the shell itself, I want it clear. Now, I realize that it's going to go into his head, and that's fine. He'll just have a clear head and a clear shell. But we're going to take some of these little mermaid beads that are almost the same colors, but just like a pastel version of them. And it's just because I have some that are closer in color. And I feel like if I had to put those in there, they'll just kind of fade away and you're not going to get that contrast in color. So I decided to go with the lighter ones. Slowly poured in my resin. And now we're going to add some of these mermaid beads. Now my plan was to put them in there, kind of mix them around, and hopefully get some into the head and kind of just have like a even layer of them kind of over there. Obviously, I'm not packing it full because I want to be able to see those shells come up from the bottom, but I just wanted some extra something in the shell, right? So it's just not so plain, and it's almost like hidden pearls inside of the sea turtle shells. I don't know. I had it in my mind. I kind of spread them out like this. This is kind of how I wanted it to stay. Now, I did go in and fill up with the resin. I wanted to take it just to the base of kind of like where the feet are, so that the rest of it I can pack in with the shells after this layer has cured. Now, I don't know. I've never actually put these in resin before, and they float, and they're, I don't know, like they kind of act really weird with it. I mean, it's cool, but they act weird. Now, I honestly anticipated, because of how resin cures and it pulls into the middle, I 100% thought that all of these were either going to, the way that they were reacting, I didn't think that they would sink. I kind of thought that they would stay kind of floated on the top there, which is, it's whatever. But I really thought that they would have pulled into the middle. They did not. Oddly enough, and I don't know if it was maybe when I was moving it over to my curing area, if like the movement of the mold made them move that much. I mean, I tried to hold it pretty still because I'm terrified I'm going to get resin everywhere moving it, but they all kind of went to like the bottom. Like not like sunk to the bottom, but like to his butt. I don't understand. I really truly do not understand. But it is what it is, and we're just gonna kind of keep on keeping on with it. Okay, so this is the last little bit of resin in here, and then we're going to let this cure. I'm gonna throw a few more where I feel like I kind of maybe need them, just to make sure in my head anyway, before they all moved. To make sure that there was, kind of like even coverage all the way around. I tried to shove some in his tail, but with the mold and never having used it before, I really wasn't sure how big the tail was, where it was exactly, or any of that. So, it is what it is, and just kind of positioning all these little mermaid beads where I kind of want them to be, making sure there's no going to be any bubbles kind of stuck in the head. And look at this. I don't understand. Like, I truly do not understand. But anyway, we're going to keep on keeping on. So, again, using Let's resin, and the tiniest little bit of the interference purple. Now, I don't want it to color it. I still want it to be transparent. I just kind of want that purpley sheen in it, just to give it a little bit more. And now we're going to add these shells. Now, I started off just kind of plopping them in, and at first I was like, let's go nice about this and actually place them. And yeah, I soon gave up on that and said, let's just shove them in, and however they fall, they fall. Now, I did go around, put a little bit of resin in, and I am trying to make sure that the resin is completely covering these shells. And I'm hoping that I'm not going to have an issue with a bunch of air bubbles, because that is kind of a worry. But I am packing them completely in. Like, there is not going to be any clear space whatsoever. I'm going to shove them in the feet. I'm going to shove them in the little arms and hands, and into the neck piece where it didn't, like that resin in the first layer didn't completely go up. Mix it around, move around the resin, make sure that the resin is also shoved into those areas so that I don't have huge gaps in resin in those, especially in the feet, because it could very easily go really, really bad, and we can get huge chunks that there's just no resin because of how I am just like completely packing this in. Now, could I have mixed these in the resin? Yeah, I could have, and I probably should have, but like I said, my main thought process at first was I'm going to individually place these in, and then I realized how much time that was going to take, and I decided that's not what I wanted to do. Now, the pieces that I'm going to shove in, like anywhere I find holes, I'm going to try and keep it so that the when I don't have a bunch of the same color sitting next to each other. I kind of want to make sure that it's a nice variation of color all over the place, adding resin a little bit at a time. And the reason for doing this is I want it packed with shells. I don't want it packed with resin. Like, I don't want a clear layer of resin at the bottom and then just have these shells. Like, I just want it to be and look like it's just completely shell in there, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm adding a bunch of shells, mixing it up, doing a little bit of resin, and kind of going back and forth with that. All right, so 24 hours later, here we are, and let's see how this guy turned out. Demolding is super easy. I just kind of went around all the pieces. Like I said, I wasn't sure about the tail and how big it was, so I wanted to make sure I was kind of going easy in there. I didn't want to break it off or anything. And then pop his little head out, and look how pretty this is. Like these colors, they just make you want to smile, right? Like they're such beautiful, gorgeous colors. I do like it. I am kind of bummed out that the little pearls didn't do what I wanted it to do, but at the same time, it's also kind of cool the way that they kind of just laid in there. All right, so now onto the eyes, and we know I suck with eyes. So I'm going over with my just a black Sharpie marker just to kind of give them eyes. I don't know. We're gonna do a little bit something else with them later. I tried with the mouth. I suck at that too, so we're just gonna move on with our lives. Now there were two spots on the edge of his shell that I did get two air bubbles. So we're gonna fix that and make that go away. And I decided that why not use some of these flat back rhinestones that I have. So I got three different colors. I got a kind of crystal blue, a light pink, and then just the white. And we're just gonna alternate these colors with a little bit of diamond glaze on the shell. Right at the edge, it'll cover up those two air holes so you won't even know that they're there. And kind of just finish them off and add a little bit more sparkle and bling to our little turtle. Now, this did take quite a while to do. I did go the whole entire way around there, and I've realized that I was having issues at first with the rhinestones kind of just wanting to slide off because of the, I guess, like the grade of how the shell was going down. They didn't want to stick for me. So what I did was I hit it with my heat gun for a few seconds, just a few, 3 or 4 seconds, real quick, hit it with the heat gun. It kind of makes the glue tacky enough so that when you go to put your rhinestones on it, they stick and they don't want to slide off anymore. So that's what we're doing with that, just to kind of make my life a little bit easier as I go around doing this. All right, and as I finish up this part, I'm gonna just have a little song going for you guys in the background, and then I will be back for the very end.
Around so happily, colors bright like summer day. In the waves they laugh and play. Sunlight dances on the blue. Friends around a lively crew. Every day's a joy to see. Living life so totally free. Rainbow shells shine so bright in the ocean's warm light. Happy little turtle sings in the sea of sunny dreams. Coral castles shimmer near, all the fishes come to cheer. Floating in the water clear, no worries, no fear. Dive and twirl beyond the tide, in this world they never hide. Colors blend in harmony, a forever symphony. Rainbow shells shine so bright in the ocean's warm light. Happy little turtle sings in the sea of sunny dreams. Coral castles shimmer near, all the fishes come to cheer. Floating in the water clear, no worries, no fear. Dive and twirl beyond the tide, in this world they never hide. Colors blend in harmony, a forever symphony. Rainbow shells shine so bright in the ocean's warm light. Happy little turtle sings in the sea of sunny dreams. Little turtle in the sea swims around so happily. Colors bright like summer day. In the waves they laugh and play. Sunlight dances on the blue. Friends around a lively crew. Every day's a joy to see. Living life so totally free. Rainbow shells shine so bright in the ocean's warm light. Happy little turtle sings in the
Okay, I'm back. So just finishing up the last couple on here, and then I decided for his eyes, because we all know how much I suck at it. Instead of just having the black kind of holes, I'm gonna take, look how pretty that looks. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just a happy piece, you know? Just a bright, happy piece. So I'm gonna take two tiny little blue of rhinestones, and I'm going to take a little bit of that diamond glaze and pop these babies right in the middle to give him some blingy eyes as well. And then that's it. Like, quick, simple project, especially after yesterday's labor intensive one. But I think that he makes an impact. I think he's really, really cute. And I absolutely love him. I think he's adorable. Anyway, on that note, that is a wrap on this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will catch you guys on Tuesday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.